something about the, you didn't get the information. I'm scared. There's cameras in there. I know the sheriff. Where is everybody? You're it. Get on, let's do it. You're the star of the show. Oh. Okay.
So are we ready?
Yes.
Are we live?
Yep.
Have been for 4 minutes.
Good afternoon. We'll call the county commission meeting over.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. Ed, congratulations. So Paul, everybody, Bill and Jeff. So just like the Daniel.
Just introduce myself.
Yep. So we're good there. We'll move on to
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
Ed, you should turn your mic on right in front. There you go.
Thank you. So we'll move on. First thing on the agenda is approval of minutes.
Move to approve.
Second. We have a motion. We have a second. All those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approve year-end bills. Did anybody see anything on the year-end bills?
Additional 4 candy.
So there's an additional 4 bills. One for Vanguard at $5.50.
For a backup.
What's that, Jeff?
It's for a backup.
Okay.
And Beth had come in and asked me about that for her system. For
Yep, I see that. Backup license and service fee. And that is $999.69. And that is for HP Elite Book 600. The laptop. The next item is $4,060. This is a crime fighter case file system. Is that for in here?
It's the sheriff's.
Okay, Sheriff's Department. And the last one is $3,640. And that is for ARM processor, LCD display, antenna remote. This is also for, is that for the Sheriff Department also? Clyde Concept Stock radar. Yeah, it must be.
What did you for previous meeting?
Oh yeah, this is something that he brought to our attention previous meetings. So this is something that we're obviously paying for. We had voted on that project. With that, those additions, is there any other questions for approved year-end bills?
We'll move to approve. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. We need just a yea or nay, or do we need roll call for this?
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Hodis.
Aye.
Fritz.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Wilhelmy.
Aye.
Volk.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of agenda. Is there anything? Anyone?
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a first and a second on approval agendas. All those in favor saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed saying sign. Approval agenda passes. Lisa, you're up.
Okay, Lane asked me to come in and I tell you about where our money's being held and what's going on and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna start out with we do a sweep at Bremer. It's Old National right now. And we have in there $6,484,000. They sweep it at night. We get a better interest rate. We're averaging about 3.9. Talking to Cade, we used to get a little bit better than that. See what we can do. They usually were doing about 4.05, but when we're talking that amount of money, we need to, see if he's negotiable on that. We also have some money left in the COVID. I don't know, Candy, if is that our money interest? We still have about $319,000 in COVID money. But I don't know where that stands with if we have spent out of there or not, but that's what I have on the sheet. Okay, and let me see. At the Western State Bank Treasury, we have a little over $1 million. So that kind of takes care of. We also have the FEMA account, which is Jason's. We have about 45,000 in there. So I don't know where you're sitting with all of that. Okay. And then we get into the Edmore dissolution. We have to keep an account for 2 years, which is sitting at $9,121.59. We also have Edmore payout. They had $400,000 come back to me about 2 months ago, and then another 79,000, give or take a few odd dollars in there. So we have $479,000 sitting in there, which we will have to pay out to the taxpayers. There was a couple different ways to do it, but with our new system, I knew I couldn't get it done by taking the value off. So we're going to pay it out. Daniel's aware of, I have to ask for permission from the commissioners, right? When I'm going to pay that out to, so we run it on the 2023 base, but we pay it out to the new owner. So in 2023, if you were the landowner and you bought it, you're going to get the money. So that's kind of how this all works. Let me see. And Blaine, I just want to let you know too that I know coffee time. We're running behind on getting the statements out. But if anybody wants to come in and pay, they're more than welcome. We've got them, and I'm up and running. So if they want to come in and pay, they're getting close to that deadline. If you want to make that announcement. So, because I know there's a lot of people that are anxious to pay, especially some of our farmers that are probably preparing for next year. Any questions?
The Western one, that's where we operate out of, correct?
The Western, the Treasury market, what I do is I kind of keep everything separate. I keep for Old National and that we keep all the federal money there and the sweep. The First United Bank, we keep more of the direct depositing. We get all the money from recorder's office or direct depositing from the state. And then in the Treasury or the Western, we do all our scanning of our checks, paying our payroll, and paying direct deposit to our townships and our cities and our schools and so forth.
Okay.
So I kind of keep it all separate so that it's not all coming into one bucket and then you have to straighten it out. PRC went on pretty good. We had about 2,200 PRCs. So that will come back to us. When does that come back? June? I think June. We get the money back. So that's quite a fair amount. Not everybody gets 1,600 because maybe their taxes are only 800, but it is up to 1,600.
So you said the statements that are coming out are a little late.
They're a little late because I just got off with Tyler today. Okay. We've been on hours and hours.
So they'll be getting a statement.
They'll get a statement. Yeah, but if they want to come in and pay, they're more than welcome to do.
I just want to make sure I'm tracking. Correct.
And you're also going to get a statement if it's zero. Everybody's going to get a statement. So it will come out and hopefully we'll leave here by Monday.
Anybody else have any questions for Lisa?
Lisa, did you say, excuse me, what the balance in First United was?
First United. In the COVID,
Is that just
it's COVID.
it's COVID dollars in First United?
Yeah, 319. Right now we're running like we're down to the bare minimum of it's under 20,000 in the savings there
Okay.
because we've been paying some huge bills. And then you'll see on the check register where we have to transfer funding.
Yep.
That's because we've had to cover some bills.
Any other questions for Lisa? Well, thank you very much.
Yep,
coming.
you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And got some time, stop in and see my new help, Miley Severson. Working out quite well, learning, processing, yeah, it's doing well.
Thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome.
Jason, you're next.
Hello. Well, to touch on one thing she was talking about when she mentioned FEMA money there, that's the 2022 disaster I'm assuming she's talking about. And those numbers are pretty similar to what I have. We should be coming out okay on that. We're still paying for the stuff on the Cove Road right now that was done, the boring and all that. We're trying to get that figured out. So those bills are still trickling in. And then we had one township not do any work yet for about $12,500, but I'm trying to get them an extension to maybe they can do that in the spring. I've been working with Justin Messner on that at the DES. So that's where we stand with that account. I'm going to skip the first one on the update on 96th Avenue. I just got this stuff from Paul today. I reached out with the Water Commission. We're doing some conversations on that. There's more conversations to be had there. So we're really not locking that down tonight yet. That'll be after the first of the year.
What was the Water Commission?
Or no, Water Board. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll clarify that. Thank you. Asphalt surfacing technologies chip sealed the Grams Island Road with Benson County. Our half of that cost is $123,139.23. I'm asking for a motion to pay for that invoice.
I would so move to pay the 123, 139.23.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Is that the project that they went ahead and did without
That's the project.
Benson County?
They brought it to Kevin basically right before he retired in May. He said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're chip sealing the road. You got to pay for half because we do have an agreement that we pay for half, but there was no. We have a 5-year road plan. No, they didn't know it. We didn't know it.
They didn't know it?
That's what they claim. I don't know. That was all.
That was something that wasn't in our budget.
Great. So, Ed, you being just as surprised, we were just as surprised as you were.
So luckily, when Kevin had figured our chip seals for this year, he had overestimated, and there was enough money left in the chip seal budget to pay this $123,000 because you have no idea what oil costs or fuel costs. I mean, diesel fuel went down.
As far as to ask Grams if they could give someone that
State Park. Yeah.
state park.
And Daniel and I have no.
Well, nobody had budgeted for it.
Because no one budgeted. How do you,
Somehow or another, Benson County got some money from somewhere, and they decided they were going to do this. Is what I understand.
I think it was part of COVID.
Is that what it was? I don't know.
COVID? Is that what you said?
But-
Yeah.
But either way, we should have been notified.
Exactly.
It was blindside.
And that's why
Luckily,
we
had
met
to-
once, and I got to get back with Daniel again. It's been hectic for everybody, but we got to get back. We're working on. We've met once and gone over these county border agreements, so we need to continue on that.
Let me ask you this question, Jason. Did you think it needed it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely
did
needed to be done. Yeah, but it would be nice to be able to put, and that's what our new agreement will state, that we're not going to make these. See, we have a county border agreement with them, but we have nothing. It's never been signed. There's nothing laid out in the agreements. So that's what Daniel and I are going to get together to get it, so we can budget for these things.
Well,
and plan
absolutely.
for 'em.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Nearly 123,000.
No, that just,
Yeah.
you don't just pull that out of the air a lot of the times, so just worked out that we had it, or could have been a whole other set of problems.
So,
So,
any other discussion? We have a motion and a second to pay 123, 139.23. Roll call, please.
Hodis.
Aye.
Frith.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, he caught me off guard. Brown.
Aye.
Wilhelmy.
Aye.
Volk.
Aye.
All right, the next thing I have is the KLJ invoice for $7,160. That's the thin lift overlay for engineering for the 2026 projects we've been talking about. Wood Rutten, Ramsey County 7, that mile and a half of the Curry Road, and then Ramsey County 8 from 4 to 17. I see I put a dollar sign there, but that's supposed to be a 4. So asking for a motion to pay that invoice.
So this 7160,
Yes.
that's just part of it, or was that the?
No, that's just part of it.
That's what I thought. I was like, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's just part of it.
Okay,
so moved.
we got a motion. We got a second to pay 7160. Roll call, please.
Hodis.
Aye.
Frith.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Wilhelmy.
Okay.
Volk.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
The next item, I wouldn't have put this in the dollar amount, but it is that grant money. So this is the way we have to do that. So 89th Avenue, South Minnewacan Township, KLJ invoice for $198.36. Again, that's 100% reimbursed from North Dakota DOT. So I need the motion saying that you guys are willing to pay that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Hodis.
Aye.
Frith.
Aye.
Brown. Wilhelmy.
Aye.
Volk.
Aye. Motion passes. Next item.
Okay, the next item is the Ironhide snow pusher. It was delivered. Everything was acceptable the way they had proposed the order. It had the rubber cutting edge. It had all that stuff. It had the mount right for the loader, so it's not a bucket mount. It goes right onto the Pemberton hookup on the roller mount on the loaders. It'll fit both of our payloaders. So I am asking for the $12,400 to pay the invoice for the snow pusher.
Question. It is 12,400.
Yes.
12,600 on
We were gonna go with a 16 foot at the time until we measured out here and down at the shop, and we decided the 14 foot would be a better
the track.
fit. That 16 foot gets a
I just
little.
want to make sure that.
Yep. Nope. That's the right amount. Yep. 12,400.
Looking for a motion.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Roll call, please.
Hodis.
Aye.
Frith.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Wilhelmy.
Aye.
Volk.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next one is something that was in place again before I took over as superintendent. We needed to purchase right away for the 2 of the 4 CER projects. Those are those county emergency relief projects from 2022 that we fixed this year. One of them on Ramsey County 9, there was a temporary right-of-way cost of $300 to Bruce and Dorothy Johnson. And then the land value assessment is $600 for the permanent right-of-way that we have to purchase there for that work to be completed. So we will be making a payment for $900 to Bruce and Dorothy Johnson for that.
So you're looking for one motion.
We can do one for that one and then the other one. With that, I was just going to share before I ask for the motion that paperwork is all at my office, and I will be taking that in from KLJ to the Bev at the recorder's office once we get this payment done. And then that land will become legally deeded to Ramsey County and that right away. So we will get that done. That's fine. Do you want to do it for 9 or do you want me to ask for 300 and 600?
No, we can do it for 9.
Okay, so I'm asking for the motion to pay Dorothy and Bruce Johnson 900 to cover the temporary right-of-way costs and the permanent right-of-way costs.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Roll call, please.
Otis.
Aye.
Oops. Frith,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Wilhelmie,
Aye.
Volk,
Motion carries.
And the next to go along with that is Mitch and Jessica Olson. Let's see, I omitted their last name, but on the Prairie Road, there's a $300 payment due for a temporary right-of-way for completion of that project. So I'm asking for a motion to pay that $300 temporary right-of-way to Mitch and Jessica Olson.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Roll call, please.
Otis.
Aye.
Frith,
Yes.
Brown.
Aye.
Wilhelmie,
Aye.
Volk.
Motion carries.
The next thing is an FYI. I worked with Nicole and kept Candy in the loop on this. We got this done. We have Eric DeWald, the retired Webster blade operator from a few years back. He is going to fill in for us temporarily as needed. We have one of our foremen, Jacob Lau, is undergoing a surgery on his shoulder tomorrow. He's going to be gone for this extended period of time. We still have a driver that doesn't have a CDL. We have new operators. So Eric will work as an on-call basis in a matter of snow events as needed, if needed. If not needed, then we will not call Eric. So no benefits, no PERS, just an hourly rate.
Basically,
Just-
we got lucky for the surgeon to have someone come on that has experience.
Yeah, he was with us for about 10 years. So he's got a good experience and we'll get through this next little bump again. Some new business that you guys don't have on your agenda. I have two things. One thing, the first thing I wanted to ask you guys, since I'm new to the position in the last 6 months, is I have a couple big purchases that were supposed to happen this year in 25 out of 25 money. They're not going to happen. The equipment isn't ready. One of them is the plow truck that Kevin had ordered with all the snow equipment. I know we carry the highway department money forward. It doesn't go back, so to speak, to like a general fund or anything. But how do we spend 25 money in 26 without blowing the budget off line? One of them is the tar kettle for like $56,000 or $58,000 that we ordered, and the truck is like $360,000. And they were budgeted to be bought this year. And this year is coming to a close, and I've reached out to both of them, and we're not getting the equipment, and I don't want to pay for them since they're such. Obviously, we had a whole year to get the truck.
Well, especially the truck, because then your warranty might start.
What outfit you dealing with on the truck?
Nelson International.
Okay. We've dealt with them before, right?
Yeah, it's a Minnesota DOT, order. So it's in on that fleet order with their equipment.
Did they give you any type of deadline?
Well, it was supposed to be September, and then it was supposed to be October, and then November.
It's just
and
not coming out on the line?
Yeah, the truck may be built and delivered before the end of the year to Bert's, but it may not be. They're hoping to get it by December 31st. I know there's, obviously there's the option to pay for the equipment out of this money, but I just don't feel like, what if we never get the truck, or what if,
Right.
You're worried about not getting a truck?
Well, I don't know.
I don't think you'll be all right with this. You're good.
I don't know. Is that what we do? Do we purchase it now? And
No,
So since it was budgeted for, the money is still set aside for those two items, correct?
kind of, right, Kenny?
your budget is unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So like you had explained that your budget is basically its own pot of money.
Okay.
So even though it was budgeted in 2025, like that money
Okay.
isn't going to go anywhere.
I understand.
It's still going to be
It'll carry over.
in that account.
It's just something that you have to keep in mind, and that's what it's used for.
Yeah.
So if you guys
so
see me go,
it's not going to, be spent for other.
well, I guess then I'm making you guys aware that what I proposed as a 4 million, whatever, $100,000 budget is going to be $410,000 off because I'm buying equipment next year
But you have
out of
No.
this year's money.
No.
Well, the expenditures are going to come through for it in 26. That doesn't matter though. Don't worry
No.
about that.
No.
Okay.
No.
We're good.
Just keep her.
As long as she's happy. That's why I'm asking here because I don't want to.
It's nice
I don't
to
want
be-
to screw it up.
Jason, it's nice to be informed on that because now we know we're still down the truck.
Yeah.
We know that you're gonna still.
And I just wanted to get it here. I mean, I could have went to Candy and talked about this, but I kind of wanted it to come here because I want everybody to kind of know.
Yep.
I want to get to see you guys every couple times a month, So
Yep.
some of this stuff I think we should get to have a round
And
table on is nice.
Yeah. And it's good to just to like when it does come in, just for your bookkeeping or your personal, just to put in there that, this was bought with 2025
It's out of the
funds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fair. That's good. And then the last thing I have on here that I didn't get on there is I was brainstorming. We need a vehicle, and I don't know. I looked over search and rescue, and there's a couple of Dodge pickups sitting over there. So I proceeded to talk to Bill. There are a couple sheriff pickups that they've taken out of service that they were going to sell. That one of them needs a wheel bearing, and the other one he said was ready to go. Well, then I met with Brian Lang this week, and with the sheriff, and he said that he would be interested in whatever you guys are interested in. If you would like me to buy them, that's fine. If you want to just repurpose them and let the highway department use them, I was looking for one after we had the one wrecked, but he's got two, so we could repurpose both of them. I mean, we could use them instead of throwing them to auction and getting whatever you get for them on a consignment auction.
So this is.
We have a
something
use
that you're
for it.
gonna drive down the road every day. It's something. that
No,
you need
yep,
when you
just
move
the
it.
blade guys. Like right now, we're working on that 911 system. I want to get a pickup. I need to get a pickup to everybody's district so they can go around. All the 911 signs are shot. We need to get a count so we can get together on that and figure that out and stuff like that. Just filler pickups, just filler transportation. And we lost one. We really only need one, but if he's willing to do both, we would get the other one up and going as well. And then at some point, if we were to sell them or whatever, then of course that money could go to the sheriff's department or however all that works. But I'm not looking to get by without. I mean, we just got a check also from North Dakota Insurance Reserve for the expedition. We could split some of that money back for these pickups or however you guys want to do it. I'm open to anything, but I would like to get a hold of the pickups.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more value to them to you than there is whatever we would get at an auction.
Well, they're 2018s or 19s. He wasn't 100% sure because this was all happening really fast before the meeting. So it was yesterday. And he was leaving today, so he couldn't be here. So he was going to quickly get a hold of his commissioner, which I believe he said was Commissioner Frith. So
You got a hold of me and we talked about it. I think it's a great idea. Instead of putting those into a surplus or trying to get little or nothing on a trade in, I think it'd be good to repurpose them within the county. So if the highway department can use them, I think that'd be a good use for them.
I agree. And, we can get them in ourselves and fix the wheel bearing and strip the gear off them and take the stripes off them. And so there's no cost to the county that way either. Getting it, maybe they were going to fix it. I don't know, but we'll take care of that in our shop. We have guys who can handle all that right there. So get the cages out and stuff like that. So I told Brian we'd do all that. Don't worry about any of that part of it. So it was just a thought. Like I say, I see him over there. One of the pickups we use is a 2000 Ford that is really wore out for these backup pickups. And these are 18, 19 years yours. So even if you have to do small things to them, at least that's something you feel like it's worth.
Yep.
So however you guys want me to move forward with that, we certainly will jump on that opportunity with him.
I would say if you brought on these vehicles, one would be to replace the wreck one that we had. And then the 2004, put that on
Right.
auction.
Yep.
And we could even, if we're gonna auction both of them, use that money and put it into the sheriff's budget. Basically, we're just doing a trade, and what we would get for those would go to his budget, but that's something that we'd have to agree on. But
That's
I
a
think
good idea.
that way we're giving 2 for 2, or
Yeah.
to even swap, and he's getting something back.
So for sure the Expedition, and then we'll evaluate which is the worst one of the pickups, and then we'll move that one, and we'll give him that funds at that time, this spring or whatever. That works with me.
Yeah.
I'm good with
Looking
that.
for a motion to do this, or
Yeah, I suppose we should get a motion just so, because we'll have to get them, I don't know, insurance. We'll want to get them in the highway department name, get them
Yeah.
switched and
Yeah,
stuff.
you'll
So,
have to get them switched from the sheriff's department over to the highway
and
department.
I don't know,
Yeah.
titling and stuff, which there's no fees to that. We'll have to get all that done maybe, or are they all just county, or I don't know. We'll have to look at it.
Yeah, then
Our titles say Ramsey County, so I think they're all county. But what do you think, Daniel?
I'd prefer to wait until we have all of these details sorted out.
before
sounds-
we make the motion.
Yeah, before the motion is made and the resolution of the commission, just because it sounds like there's a lot of moving
Okay.
parts and
So I think what I hear is we're in favor of repurposing these vehicles, come back with details next
Sure.
meeting.
And you can resolve for him to do that and move forward with this plan, but just it will have to be more detailed later
Okay.
on for all of the property switching around.
Okay,
So we can just table it until next.
Absolutely.
but we can go ahead and start working on them and get them over there, get them running.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
We'll just
Sounds good.
We'll just table that then. You guys all good with that?
And then the last order of business I had for you guys, we had a motor grader operator, a new motor grader operator had a incident. He hit the corner of his building in Webster, hit the shop. There was no structure damage, ripped up the tin and the insulation pretty good. Obviously he had a one-way plow on and he got a little closer than he thought. So we have since yesterday went up there, removed that bent steel, insulated the wall, and then put plywood and stuff over that damage for now. And then in the spring, we'll try the metal's pretty faded, but we do have gray, light gray. So we'll patch that steel in the spring. But it's one of those things that happen. We won't be doing any insurance claim or anything. It's something we can fix ourselves. So just so everybody's aware, I'm sure Commissioner Wilhelm, you probably saw it on his drive-by. It was right on the corner, right by the fuel barrel. It was pretty obvious to see from
It's
highway
dark
20.
both directions.
Oh, so that's so he didn't see it anyway. So yeah, but anyway,
Nobody
got hurt. No equipment damage. Some cosmetics to the building. It was a pretty good rip, but we got it under control. I let the portfolio holders know and send them pictures, so they were aware of the building damage. So
Thank you. Anything else?
anybody got anything for me?
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to unfinished business. Ramsey County Water Board appointments. There was 2 of them available, correct, Candy? We had
yes.
2 people put in.
We had John Martinson and Dwayne Ash.
So I guess
Move to approve them both.
we got a motion and a second to approve the 2 applicants. All those in favor of saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same. Motion passes. Congrats. New business. Approve 2026 beer licenses. If you look, there would be Buckhorn, Checkered Flag, which is Devils Lake Speedway, Devils Lake Parkboard, which is Creel Bay Golf Course, Heads Bar and Bait Shop, JD's Bar and Grill, Military Service Club, Patriot Fields, Pops Good Time Bar, and Pros Lakeside at the Cove.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve Ramsey County Weed Board appointment. I believe there was 1.
And this has been this has been open for a while. We've had it out there for quite a while. Replacing, I believe, Ken Paulson. Roger's been looking, and we finally got a lucky applicant.
He'd be a good more choice. He runs chemical fertilizer going. So
Okay, the name is Tyler Calderwood.
Calderwood.
So
move to approve.
Second.
we got a motion and a second. All's in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Congrats. Approved precinct polling locations 2026. Have you guys had time to look at that? I guess it's not what you have put out, Candy, right?
Yep, nothing, not adding, not taking away. We have one, still wanting to do vote by mail, and then having one polling location on election day.
Same way we've had them.
We're looking for a motion to have that, right?
Yes, yes.
I'll move to approve the precinct locations.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? All's in favor saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Proof of abatement. I think there's a couple of them.
Yes. Yeah, they're both in the
Yep.
city.
Cool. Any questions on the abatement?
Move to approve.
Have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Candy sent out for you guys Ramsey County Board appointments. If you guys can make sure you look at this.
One more.
Is there?
Did we do both of them?
I guess that was the intention of mine.
Okay.
We can.
Okay.
You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, you guys.
No, that's. They were just,
So, just Ramsey County Board appointments. You can see that we'll be doing this next meeting. So take a look at that. If there's any interest. Oh, there will have to be some interest. So we all know, we can see what's coming up. And then, get that taken care of. But that's why she sent that out, so we can all be heads up before next meeting.
well, I think there's a lot of vacancies on there that it hasn't been updated for a while. Like the water board, there's 2 vacancies listed on there.
We can fix that.
Yeah.
But just so you guys are aware, just want to make sure that.
I guess we're doing the board appointments. I would ask that all departments take a look at their sections within the county website. Make sure that there's no broken links or outdated information on there.
Sorry, I forgot about that. I should have added that to the agenda. Yeah, if you have something out on our website, and it's not up to date, please go out there and correct it.
Yeah. Let me
There,
know.
there is a few things that are out there that could be updated, and it just makes it more user friendly.
It just happens.
Yeah, it's human nature. With that, visitors delegation. Anybody? Hearing none.
I'm going to jump in just so that we don't get too far. Paul Becker at our last meeting had asked for a resolution from the commission and a letter stating no permit is required for the proposed project that he came and informed the commission about at the last meeting. It would be it's called an IRT project. It is basically a joint project with the local National Guard for them to come out and help put in paved roads and parking lot at the new fairgrounds that was put together. So Paul was able to get a copy of the application to us, and he was just asking for something from the commission. So I put together a resolution that should be in your packets. It basically just lays out kind of how we got to where we are. I can certainly read that for the commission if that would be useful to you all. It's titled Resolution in Support of Improvements to be Made to the Ramsey County Fairgrounds, whereas the Ramsey County Commission supports the Ramsey County Fair Board and its ongoing development of the Ramsey County Fairgrounds, whereas the Ramsey County Commission recognizes the great improvements that have been made to the fairgrounds in the addition of the Western State Bank Event Center, whereas the Ramsey County Commission further recognizes that with the improvements made, additional development is needed to accommodate the increased use of the event center and fairgrounds, specifically additional paved roadways and parking area, whereas the Ramsey County Commission understands the Fair Board is seeking to partner with the North Dakota National Guard through an innovative readiness training civil military partnership to construct the additional paved roadways and parking area. And whereas Ramsey County has no established permitting process for land use permits for construction projects, now therefore be it resolved that the Ramsey County Commission supports the innovative readiness training civil military partnership to construct the additional paved roadways and parking area, and identifies that no application or permit is needed for the construction project. Signed this 16th day of December 2025. I combined the two requests that Mr. Becker had. I saw no reason for there to be a letter and resolution separated. This resolution should suffice for what the National Guard needs. And Mr. Becker confirmed that he believes that it should suffice as well. I believe this encapsulates what the commission was seeking to do for the fairgrounds. And so I recommend passing the resolution and having the chairman sign it with.
This is just so they can move on, and if they get their help, they get their help.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's just for the process so that they can continue. And ideally, the National Guard does come out and do it, but they need this in order to continue on with the process as it stands.
I guess we're looking for a motion to sign this.
Yeah.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
The motion, we have a second. Resolution support of improvements to be made to the Ramsey County Fairground. All those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
One more thing. I missed that this wasn't on the agenda, but I would ask that a motion be made to amend the agenda at this point. I get that that's a little out of order and unorthodox, but I believe we need to begin having some in-depth conversations on the bonding process for the new law enforcement center or new jail, depending on how the commission wants to move forward. I had prepared some documents and sent them out to the commissioners that I had. I don't have your email yet, Mr. Brown. Hopefully this made it to you, but I've got an email from Scott Wegner who is the identified bond attorney as motions have been made in the past. I think it would behoove the commission to begin talking about this. We don't have to settle all of these concerns and questions at this time, but with having to get this on the ballot 64 days before the election in June, the sooner we start talking about these details and get them hammered out, the better we can actually inform Ramsey County citizens, and the more likely, the better informed citizens are, the better they can vote on it when the time comes to vote, whether they are in favor of it or not. So I would ask for a motion just to add the bonding conversation to the agenda so that can appropriately be addressed.
Basically to new business.
Yes. I think it's unfinished business just because it's been
Unfinished
ongoing with the bond issue.
Move to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to add the bond issue to unfinished business of the agenda. All those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
So, what you have in front of you is my email to you all. Basically, I'm agreeing with what Mr. Wegner, the attorney, where the county is paying for the bond process. So these are the emails, and then the two documents that are attached are the resolution of the proposed resolution of the board to continue on with the bonding process as has been laid out by Mr. Wegner. The major pieces of information that are missing from that still need to be decided by the commission is the maximum amount of bond money that would be issued as a part of the initiative. The assessed valuation of Ramsey County property, which is a number that we would have to get from, I believe that either Candy or Beth. Not quite sure about that specific detail, but that's not something you have to decide. That's something that's going to be provided. And then any other details that you want to add, but this resolution is dependent on how much the new jail is going to cost the county and how much the commission wants to expend out of bond monies for that purpose. The email from Mr. Wegner kind of lays out what our maximums, what we could get out of a bond. Pursuant to his email and my understanding of Century Code is that the maximum amount of bond money that we can pursue at this time is 5% of total valuation of Ramsey County property, which would set us at about a 40 million for the bond maximum amount based on 2025 numbers. He uses 2024 numbers, so it's technically 39,574,984. It'll be somewhere in that range. This isn't a final number as of today, but that's just the range of the range of what we would be able to ask for as part of a bond initiative. The second document in front of you is the resolution calling for election. Again, these aren't overly complicated documents. It's really a lot of language and a lot of the same details. The total amount of bond monies that could be issued, and then just specifically how much that would add to Ramsey County taxpayers' taxes each year as part of the bond initiative. This is more of I needed to get this to you and start the conversation, field any questions you all may have at this time. But if we want to get this done at this election, as previously stated, we cannot do these elections, bring up these issues in non-election years. These have to be brought at primaries and general elections. So if we want to get this done, we have to do it in 2026. Otherwise, we have to wait till 2028. As previously identified by Commissioner Frith and Commissioner Volk, the LEC is still functioning. It's still a facility that serves our community well, but at any time, if the wrong thing happens, the facility could be shut down by the state.
Well, it's at or nearing its life expectancy.
Much more concise way of putting it.
Yep. Thank you. So I don't think either one of these we're ready to decide on tonight.
No, in no way, shape, or form do I want
Like
any
you
votes.
said, it's to engage the conversation, start the conversation, and let people know in full transparency what we're considering. The LEC meets every third Wednesday of the month at 8 a.m. in the morning. Public's invited to attend those meetings. And the next one is tomorrow morning. And we'll have a discussion regarding all this because we haven't set a building design yet, so we don't know the full price of that building yet. And that's some of the things that LEC needs to hammer out and really quickly.
And there's a lot of good, those 5 questions on there can help us a lot.
Yeah.
I think I feel we were definitely in need of some of that.
No, it's a good conversation starter. And I appreciate Daniel for putting this together. We had engaged in that discussion and signed that to hire Mr. Wagner as our bonding attorney. That was his fee that he had come up with, or his hourly rate, whatever, and the LEC had agreed to pay that.
That's right.
Fee at their last meeting. Since it would be, essentially the benefit of that entity. And they're not just to be clear I'm pretty sure that all the commissioners know, but for the general public that's listening, the law enforcement center is not a taxing entity, and that's why the county has to be the bonding agent for that facility, that partnership. And since counties are responsible for housing inmates or entering into a contract with an adjoining county or somebody else that has a jail, is something that's set upon us by century code.
Additionally, and it's an uncomfortable conversation because our law enforcement center involves 3 other counties and 1 other political subdivision. Is that correct? I believe that's correct.
Yes.
And so there's some concerns in what the cost of a jail to match the current capacity that we are at with the LEC that provides services for these 5 political subdivisions, including us, is going to cost more than this bond could cover. This bond measure, with us being limited to 5% of our taxable value, we wouldn't be able to build a facility to accommodate the same number of inmates. So without some additional buy-in or some additional assurances from other members of the JPA that runs the LEC, we won't be able to build that facility, a new facility to satisfy these needs. So certainly we would like to continue on with the relationship as far as I'm understanding it, but without some support from other neighboring counties, there's some real concerns about being able to continue on. If we're going to build a new facility, there's a risk that Ramsey County may need to look out for itself in the future if there's not any support from the other members of the JPA for a new facility. And that conversation is more complicated than anybody could wrap their heads around without being involved in it as often as the members of that board are. So that's just one of the things that the general public needs to be aware of is we've worked with these other political subdivisions for decades at this point. And I believe at this point, Ramsey County still wants to move forward with that good working relationship. But if there's no ability of us to build that new facility and with our old facility going out, there are some real concerns moving forward. And so that's part of the issue with for the $40 million bonding. We're going to have to make some hard decisions in how to move forward to provide jail space. And I'll leave it to the rest of you to discuss further. I have nothing else. If you have any questions or comments for me or for the members of the LEC board.
Anyone? I think it's definitely something that we're obviously going to take it to tomorrow's board meeting.
Sure.
And definitely have some discussion. Sometimes the public needs to come to some of the meetings and see discussion that is being made there, because it's not always easy, as you say. It's a very tough ask. But the public, I feel, needs to come out and check the jail out so you can see what we are working with. Until you have gone through that facility, you cannot understand the ask that we're asking for.
And just some of the safety concerns that we have for our staff. You know, I think for somebody from the outside looking in, it looks like a really good facility. And until you get in there and go through the nooks and crannies of the facility and understand the operations and the requirements that DOCR, the Department of Corrections, and the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and all the other entities that are involved in dictating on how a jail runs and operates, would be able to understand some of the intricacies of how that is supposed to be operated. And we do a really good job of doing it. The staff does an outstanding job making sure that all those things are maintained. But at some point, that life expectancy of that building is going to expire. We don't want to be on the wrong side of that equation. So trying to get out in front of the game a little bit, and we're already got our backs up against the wall a little bit on that. So, but without any state or federal assistance, I don't know how we do that. And something that the people have to remember is that when that law enforcement center was built, it wasn't built to the size that it is currently. It was added on multiple times over the years. Various entities vacated the premises, whether it be other departments or that were once housed in there, and then expanded to additional beds and accommodation that way. It certainly didn't start out at 105 bed capacity, but it's grown into that, and that's what they're currently capable of. But they've outgrown their space in the offices, have outgrown their spaces. The sheriff and the police department have outgrown their spaces within there. And it's time to certainly look at something different. Renovation is an option, but it's an extremely expensive option, and then you still are out of compliance with state and federal regulations. So we can put a lot of money into an old building that doesn't meet state or federal requirements, and live a lot for a few more years, but I don't know if that's in the best interest of everybody involved. So I appreciate the conversation. Like I said, the board meets every third Wednesday of the month at the law enforcement center in the board room down there. And like any other public meeting, it's open to the public to attend.
Any other discussion from anyone else? Hearing none. Daniel, thanks. That concludes our meeting.
Sure.
Call us back to the office.
No problem. Talk to you later. Any questions?